Hello and welcome to episode 89 of Game Honey, your favorite video game sticky icky podcast on the internet. Oh, you are listening to our Game of the Year episode.
Oh yeah!
Best time of the year.
The most anticipated episode, dare I say.
All year round, yes. You are listening to an annual tradition.
That
started last year. And for this occasion, we got together, we being me, myself, Polar, and Panda.
Hello.
Also known as Tayo Inc., but...
Also known as... What?
GaB-Man.
GaB-Man, yes.
And why is that?
Because I'm married to the Gab.
The Gab.
Oh.
Wow.
No, the actual story is that I got bitten by a radioactive Gab. And now I have Gab powers.
GaB-Man.
Yes. That's funny, right?
I'll laugh if you want me to.
Please laugh. Thank you. But yeah, we're joined today by my wife.
Oh.
Yes.
So,
it is me. Wife.
Hello.
This is...
I am wife.
I am wife.
No, I am the wife.
I am husband. So, yeah, this is a bit of a... This is the... I think episode 20 we were... it was still with... Grizzly, and we did a recording session
and
with
great
one microphone.
Yes,
and this is the first time that we're all together in the same room. I think
all together, except
Grizzly.
for that one person.
Well,
that was
yeah, obviously, but
you are now our Grizzly.
So yeah, we have a bit of a different setup. Hope the mic works well, but
I think we did one after.
We are all cozily huddled up around that mic.
Yes.
Under the heated table, because it's cold as balls here in Japan.
It is.
Yes.
And your house is certainly no exception.
No, it is not.
Yes. So the Game of the Year award.
Oh,
wow, boy, am I looking forward to this. We have a bunch of random categories.
Oh
God. I've been lectured on this all day.
Yes. God damn it, if you do this one more time. If you say categories.
The living shit out. But of course we have our top 5. So why don't we start off with that? Do we want to do a dramatic number 5?
That seems... That's
good
fun.
enough.
That's good enough.
Good job.
So, considering that you're our guest here, I'm your guest in your house, but you're our guest on the show.
Right.
Gab, why don't you start us off with your number 5?
Number 5 of 2017 is...
I haven't really numbered
It's
them
a
yet.
game.
It's a game, yes.
From the year 2017.
I guess I'll have to put Neo on 5.
Neo!
Okay. Neo.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Fun fact, it was on the list last year as well. It was on Panda's list.
Wait,
As
is
a
it a 2006?
No.
No.
He put the demo on his list.
Oh, wow, okay. I was
So
like,
that's-
wait, did I make a mistake?
No,
But
that's
no,
the,
it came
that's
out
the
in,
standards that you have to work with here.
It came out in February, I think. Yeah. It wasn't even, like, I don't know. I did drop it for, like, a half a year before picking it up again. I'm playing it again now. But it's just such a polished game, and the Japanese setting is really fun if you were into, like, Japanese-styled games, so...
Weebs.
Yes,
We are the weebs.
if you are a weeb, you will definitely like it. If you like Souls-types games, this will be the game for you, although it is way easier than a Souls game.
Maybe that's why I like it as well.
Because it's easier?
Because it's not
Lol noob.
fucking... because, I'm a El Nubo. So,
No, you're a filthy casual. That's okay.
I'm a filthy casual.
But yeah, I do think that, like, dropping it and coming back to it now, it's like, this game looks so good, and it's so polished and so well done, and they do the accents right, which I love. Like, it's actual Japanese people speaking English. You can hear the Japanese accent in their English. That's the kind of detail
like
I like.
super awful English, like they would speak in that time?
No, it's no.
No, they would speak Dutch, honestly.
It's like a current Japanese person
yeah.
who's good at English would speak.
That was the main international language at the time. But so historically inaccurate. The game that has giant demons walking around
on a whole different tangent.
But yeah, if you started playing it but you did drop it or for whatever reason didn't like finish it, it is worth going through it because the later bosses are really fun too.
That would be me. So
cool. Yeah, and I haven't started it even though I really like the demo. So I should get on that horse.
Yes.
Panda.
Oh.
You're number 5.
My number 5. Yeah, so I had a bit of trouble trying to rank which goes where. And on number 5, I put a game that I just felt, while maybe it wasn't my favorite, like one of my top 5 games of the year, I did feel that it should be in the top 5 because of the
cultural significance,
the craft that went into it,
and
that would be Hellblade.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Hellblade was
good
great.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for me. Thank you, I guess. Yeah, no, I felt that Hellblade, while it definitely, I mean, it's not very
good.
No, it's good, but the gameplay wise, it's pretty monotonous, I'd say.
It starts getting a little bit boring, yeah.
But having said that, the story and the themes it touches on, I feel, are very powerful and well executed. The acting is very well done.
Yeah, her performance is one of the best I've seen this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And yeah, so I feel that if it had just been the gameplay and the graphics, I think the graphics look really good, but if it had just been the gameplay and the graphics, that it would have been on the top 5, but the themes that it touches upon and the performance that it's given elevated to, I think, I feel that it should be included among the top of the year.
All right.
So, and it is the age of the indies, right?
Yeah, AAA indie. AAA indie.
So yeah, it's all indies from here on out.
I like it. I'll take it. Don't peek at my list. Don't peek at my list.
That's not your list.
It wasn't. You're right.
I saw that. That wasn't your list. What the fuck are you talking about? So, Paul.
So
hey.
my number 5.
Number 5.
My number 5 is a game that I would have never imagined making the list.
Well. And you give me a hard time for making caveats.
But for some reason, it turned out better than I would have ever imagined. It's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which was a game that I could not put down. I think I put more than 40 hours into it. I still think the rabbits are stupid. But the game itself...
So annoying.
Like, the game, I mentioned this to Panda a bunch of times, but it's not funny. Like, the humor doesn't really work, but it's still really charming. It's really sweet, and the world looks really nice. It's a nice world to be in, and you can see that a lot of time and a lot of love went into the project, and the gameplay is really, really good. I think you put it down, Panda, but yeah, pick it back up, get back on that horse.
Yeah, because I was playing it on the tubes, and
in London.
On the tubes. Oh, I'm playing it on
you
my way
you should probably not.
Playing on my way to Piccadilly Square.
Square, governor.
I don't know where we're going with this. Yeah, I really liked it as well. It's I didn't continue it because I was playing it on YouTube. But maybe I'll stream it again at some point.
Oh, you could just play it for fun.
Or I could just play it for fun.
Yeah, you could just play it.
I could just play it. Because I did enjoy my time with it.
Yeah. It's very good.
Although I do feel that a sequel could really iron out some of the kinks. So I think that
I didn't feel that there were that many, to be honest.
Well, for me, I think I mentioned this before. I feel that I want some more Mario characters and less rabbits.
Yeah, I think that's more a problem with the formula and the concept in and of itself.
But what I didn't... This is maybe some people would call it nitpicking, but I think I mentioned it on a previous episode where you have Mario and then a Mario rabbit and then Peach and then a Peach rabbit, instead of having like Mario and then a Donkey Kong rabbit and then Peach and then a Waluigi rabbit or something.
Well, let's not get crazy.
With such a rich cast of characters, I feel
all that Mario lore,
all that dank Mario lore. I feel that we going into a sequel, and not just Mario. I think if you include like Nintendo stuff, that would be pretty fun. Just definitely general Nintendo stuff. That would be
I think the
sweet.
game did fairly well, so hopefully a sequel is in the cards. But yeah, you did feel like a bunch of the characters, like you had Rabbit Peach showed up for most of the cutscenes, but the other rabbits not so much. So they were.
Well, she was
a little less
sassy
developed.
and had a smartphone.
Oh, and really, that's what you're looking for
in a woman.
In a woman.
In a rabbit.
In a rabbit woman.
In a female rabbit.
Let's be honest. Aren't they all a little bit rabbit?
Hey. Good morning.
Moving on with our number 4.
Are we going to do the same?
We're going to switch it up.
Oh,
and
okay.
Why don't you take this one?
Oh, well. So for number 4, I'm going to spoil it for frequent listeners, but I only recently finished this. And I fucking loved it. And it's Wolfenstein 2.
Oh!
Yeah.
It made the list.
It made the list. Yeah. I had because a while back in preparation for this show, I was thinking, I didn't really play that much in 2017, and I typed it all out, and it was a giant list. Which
I guess that's where my life went.
Yeah, I guess that's where all my time went.
It doesn't look good for the games of 2017, though. Then if they are that.
It's just I think it's just that 2017 has been kind of a long year.
It's been a whole lot longer than other years.
Yes. Yeah. I think
there were more days in this one.
Yeah. I think it was officially decreed by the Vatican.
700 days.
700 days in 2017. Wolfenstein 2, I think, like I said, last week, Wolfenstein 1 was fun, but I forgot it pretty quickly, but then Wolfenstein 2 is such a fucking roller coaster ride, and it's so over the top. I mean, you watch me, I'm pointing to Gab for those of you at home, you watch me play parts of it. Did you watch much of this? Did you get much of the story?
Not really, but I'm wondering if it's not this high on the list because you just finished it, so it's really fresh in your memory.
Maybe.
Some harsh criticism.
Care
to respond?
That's definitely something that I considered as well, but as I was going over the whole list, I did feel that...
all the other games were poopy.
Wolfenstein did leave an impression. It's a game that I think I'll have... that the plot twists and whatnot that I'll remember for quite a while. I'm going to say it. The political themes as well.
I don't think there are any political themes. Well, but then again, I haven't played it.
Yeah, you should play it.
Yeah, I will.
Please do. Yeah, I can really fucking recommend everyone play this game because it's a lot of fun, but maybe it makes you think a little bit as well.
Maybe I should not go full Nazi.
Maybe I should not go full Nazi, yes.
We all have to make difficult choices in life.
Yeah. So Wolfenstein 2 is my pick for number 4.
All right.
Yeah.
GaB. What is yours?
My number 4 is Yomawari 2.
Ooh.
I have no idea what this is.
It's a well, I wanted to say Japan only, but it has been released in the West as well. It is the sequel to a game that was only out for PS Vita, and it came out here. It came out a year before the West in Japan, so I tried it out and I translated it for YouTube.
What is it?
It's like a top-down, cute horror game by Nipponichi, and it's about a girl who loses her dog when she's walking her dog, and then she goes out at night to look for her dog and her sister at some point, I think. I don't even remember
She was
one
also
that
walking
much,
her sister?
but like they go out looking for the dog, and then the sister disappears as well, and then all the yokai come out at night. And I just thought it looked really great, the game, but I feel like if 1 was like a rough diamond, 2 is the polished diamond, and they just improved on everything, and it was just so much fun to play through. But I think I'm also just influenced by how the playthrough did on YouTube, and because so many people liked it, and I got so much credit for the translation, that made me enjoy the game even more as I play through it, probably. So that's probably why it's so high, because it was just one of my most enjoyable games to play through in the last year.
A personally significant.
That's also important.
Yeah.
In a top
But yeah,
5.
it's a super cute and very nice looking game, and if you like yokai and stuff, then you're definitely gonna like it.
But cute, but also really fucked up, right?
Yeah. No, it's
Really?
it's a horror game.
I have trouble imagining what
It's like a cute cartoony style, but you see people like just that have jumped off buildings and their heads are like splattered all over the.
So really, the style is the only thing that's cute about it.
It's
the
cute,
themes
but
itself
it's a horror
are super
game.
dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, it wasn't one of the final bosses like just hands or something?
Well, we're gonna go there.
Hands with eyeballs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Looked
was
really
the one
fucked
for
up.
1, I think. And the boss in 2 is very spoilery, so I won't get into it.
Okay.
But it's definitely if you have a Vita, for sure pick it up. But they're also
So
on PS4
all 2
now.
of you.
No, they're also released on PS4. So 1 and 2 got released on 4. So
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Yeah, they really do look quite interesting, so maybe I should play them at some point.
This is what he says about every game that he hasn't played.
Yeah.
I should play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tradition at this point.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
My number 4
Oh,
is also a horror game.
well.
Resident Evil 7.
Oh.
It's also a game that turned out 100% better than I had imagined. Because I played the kitchen demo?
Yeah.
When it came out, when it was released at E3 of last year, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think that.
And I didn't like it very much. I thought it was a little bit of a derivative PT clone.
But what did you do with the finger?
I stuck it up my ass. And even that didn't make me feel anything.
That's funny because I like the demo more than the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really well.
But it's because the demo is way heavier on horror, and it seems like it kind of hints towards like ghosts, and that was what I was super excited for.
Yeah, I was actually really pleased that they went in a different direction and didn't go the full PT route and just went a more traditional Resident Evil route, which I kind of didn't expect going into that demo and going into the game.
Yeah.
But I thought that especially, well, it's common knowledge at this point, I think, that part of the game, most of the game takes place in a mansion, and that mansion is by far the biggest highlight of the game. It's really, in a sense, it's really classic Resident Evil 1 gameplay, and I thought the mansion was really expertly designed with the way you move through it and you visit old locations and you sort of get to know every part of the mansion, and different parts start opening up, but then you have characters sort of, you have enemies suddenly appearing in those areas, it's a really tense experience, but I think I don't like pure horror games that much with the jump scares. With the jump scares, and 7 had some of those, but it's yeah. It didn't rely on them that much, I feel, and that's what pleased me. I'm not looking to be actively terrified when I play through a game, and 7 didn't really. Well, I didn't play it in VR, to be fair, and
VR is quite intense.
I know one member on this podcast who might have actually shit his pants during a playthrough.
Hey, we were agreed not to talk about that.
No, but I remember you telling me that you had to muster up the courage to do another play session.
Yeah, because it is really intense on your psyche.
Yeah, but actually for me, I just really enjoyed it. I found it tense, but I really wanted to keep playing, and I think I completed it in 3 sittings. I really liked it. And I was really pleasantly surprised by how good the game turned out.
All right.
Yeah, that's my number 4. So,
yeah.
For number 3, I don't know if we're gonna switch it up again. I might as well take the next one.
Okay.
You can hear me monologuing for a little bit longer. My number 3 is a game that I got fed up with.
Sorry.
It's just a little bit like I'm fed up with you right now.
Oh, hey.
But just when I get out, it pulled me back in. My number 3 is Nier Automata. Which is a game that before I started it, I thought I was gonna love it. Then halfway through, I thought I didn't love it, and then when I finished it, it turns out I loved it.
What a complicated relationship with this video game.
Yes. But yeah, it's really difficult to talk about it without going into spoiler territory when it comes to the story. But the gameplay is good too. I don't think it's as deep as some other Platinum games, but what really sets it apart is the world and the way it delivers its story. There's a little bit of repetition in the middle, but after that, it's a whole new world.
A whole new world.
They start singing and dancing. It's really strange, but it works. It really works.
That Yoko Taro.
But yeah, I think this is a game that does something with its story that I haven't seen in other games. So, without going into too much detail, I think it's a game that if you like action games, you should probably check this out.
Maybe I should try this game out.
Well, you promised not just me, but you also promised Adam. So
yeah, that's true.
You gotta
honor my promises.
Yeah.
To the man with the beard,
which is not yourself.
Which is not myself in this case. Which is Adam. We have a visitor on the podcast.
Appearance.
No, my biggest reason for not playing the game is just because it's so fucking long. It's just too long.
It's not that long. Well, it's 25 hours.
But you can, if you want all the endings, you gotta play it over and over again, right?
No. That's actually a misconception.
No.
I thought the same, but that's actually not true.
So it is 25 hours to beat the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was like 100 hours.
Yeah, I will say this for people that haven't played the game, because you have to play it over and over again. That's just not true. And my biggest complaint, the part I mentioned about the repetition, was the part where I thought that I was gonna do that, but it turns out that is actually not that bad. There is a lull where you have to play a chunk of content that you already played, but after that, different stuff happens. So it's you're not playing the same game over and over again. So if that's your main concern, you shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah. I still want to play it, but
Jesus, yeah, can at least make vague promises like this guy over here.
It's the look of the game that also doesn't attract me. So.
To be the main character?
No, just the entire style of the game. And like we watched someone play the demo, and it just seemed all over the place. So many different genres it's trying to like cram into the game.
It's great.
Yeah, that's
really,
too much for me.
It's really great. No, it's super focused actually. Like his previous game, from what I gather, Nier wasn't that focused, but here the gameplay is really tight. It's really good. Yeah, but maybe if Panda here delivers on his promise, and maybe
who knows,
you will be swayed at some point in the future. Oh, having said that, why don't you give us your number 3, Gab?
Well, we can kind of brush over this one because my number 3 is Resident Evil 7. So we kind of just covered that one.
I thought you weren't too impressed with it.
I mean, the second half of the game is a little bit boring, but just thinking of like just which games come to mind if I look back on 2017, Resident Evil 7 was just a hugely anticipated game, and it did deliver on the mentioned part, and the family is great, the Baker family. Yeah. The demo blew me away. So just it definitely was a good game, and the DLC, the fact that Capcom released free DLC is something that is recommendable in this day and age. So Capcom definitely has earned some respect points.
Isn't that the same Capcom that released on disc DLC for Resident Evil 5? Was it?
They did, yeah. So I'm glad that they kind of just released something for free.
At least some companies seem to be learning.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Panda.
Yes, my number 3. Let them jaws drop. Mario Odyssey.
Oh,
man.
No surprise here.
My number 3 is Mario Odyssey. My first real 3D Mario.
That's crazy.
It is.
There's so many.
Yeah, I was just kind of missed out on them for some reason.
They're so good though.
But I really loved Mario Odyssey. I cannot. I was very much debating whether 2 and 3 should be the other way around, but I have my reasons for the number 2 spot. So 3 it is, but do not let that deceive you. It is one of the best games of the year.
That's probably why it's on your top 5 list.
Oh yes, you.
It's kind of the theme of the show.
You little
scamp.
Rascal.
Yes, rascal, you. Yeah, it's super imaginative. It's whimsical. It's the controls are really tight. It's a joy to play through. That said, your excellent video on why the game sucks.
It's really not what that video is about.
Is it's really about that. You can watch it on the YouTube channel. Also made me see that it's not a perfect game. Thank you for ruining that for me.
For ruining your childlike sense of wonder.
You ruined my childhood.
You should not enjoy this as much as you are.
But overall, I really enjoyed my time with my first ever Mario game, and
It's not
my first ever Mario game, but my first proper 3D
collectible kind of
Mario game.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think we'll probably talk a little bit more about Mario Odyssey at some point in this show. Who knows?
I think I would have liked it more if I was younger, actually, that game. I think I've kind of grown out of that, because I love, like, Sunshine and 64 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was also just because at that age I loved those kinds of games, and I kind of grew out of it.
What do you mean those kinds of games?
Like
cutesy games?
Like the collectible platformer kind of game. And I'm I just want different kind of games now. I want short. I actually prefer games I can finish in 3 hours.
That's
nowadays.
Because of the YouTube.
That's really quick.
That's because of the YouTube.
Because you can just like finish them, like you can sit down and finish them in one go, like go experience the story, and then you're done. And that
probably doesn't count for the majority of people, though.
No,
I
no.
mean,
No, I'm just like saying personal preference. Like a game like Mario, I can see it's great and everything looks great and it plays great and it's fun, but I just put it down eventually because it's too lengthy, and I feel like I'm probably at that age where I just want games to be quick and easy.
You are a very busy woman.
I am a busy woman.
I am old. But the main story, though, is I think you can finish it in about, 6 hours? Wouldn't be a stretch?
I haven't finished it yet. I've played maybe 9 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it really depends how much you go off
how
track.
thorough you are, yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to, if you just collect the required amount of moons, you can really quickly move through the levels, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our number 2.
Gesundheit.
Gab, why don't you start us off?
Stories Untold.
Ooh.
Another game that I've never heard about.
It's so fucking good. Well, it's a game that just it's indie. It's very indie, but it's the kind of puzzle. Do you know how those super old games before we even had graphics that were just text based and you're like typing like go north? And then, so it takes that concept and made it into like a modern game. So you have like it's 4 chapters, the game, and the first chapter starts out with you looking at a desk with an old computer on it, and the computer shows the text, so it's a monitor in the game that shows you the text, and you type actual stuff like go north, pick up key, stuff like that. And then eventually it'll break that wall, and like there's a world outside that, but every chapter uses that old type of gameplay where you have to type in commands. And do puzzles like that. All of the chapters are some kind of desk or thing you're looking at that you can kind of like look around in, and you have to do puzzles. And it's also horror, kind of horror. If you've never played it and you want to sit down for like an hour or 3-4 to experience a great story, I would definitely pick it up. You can pick it up for like $4 or something. So
okay, the price is right.
Yeah, it's
there's chapters, but they're kind of standalone, right?
No, they all tie together in the end. But the first chapter is free as well. So, in the first chapter you can beat in like 20 minutes. Oh. So it's just an amazing story.
First taste is free.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. It's so well done, and it breaks like the fourth wall, and it uses that old. I was gonna say natsukashi, but like that nostalgic gameplay of like the super old games, the text-based games. So it uses that super creatively.
Is it pretty much fully text-based?
Yeah. Well, the commands that you type in, and you like turn dials and type in commands for most of that's the gameplay. But there's like people talking to you in the game. Of course, it's like a lot of audio stuff going on that puts you right in the story.
All right.
So it's
cool. Well,
really, really good.
If the first taste is free, I maybe should play this game.
Yeah.
Hey, now, I've seen parts of it. So I know what you're talking about, but I haven't actually played it myself yet.
It might be a bit rough at first if you've never played text-based games, because it's...
Where you, like, go north, can't go north. Go south, can't go south.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not understand what you mean.
They give you tips, though. They're like, look around is your best friend and stuff. So if you don't know what to do, you type look around, and then you get, like, clues about your surroundings and stuff. But, yeah, it's might be a little bit rough to get into at first, and the next chapters are definitely harder. They took me about an hour each to beat. But, yeah, it was such a great adventure. I loved it.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, big boss.
All right.
You're looking at me.
I am looking at you.
But why don't you go first?
Oh, maybe I will. My number 2 is a game that was already mentioned. What'll it be?
I have a vague suspicion.
Well, why don't you tell me?
Somebody touch my spaghetti.
Indeed, you are correct. It's Hellblade: Senua Sacrifice.
Oh, really? Shit. Wait,
I
what?
thought you were gonna go with Mario.
What,
No.
Does that mean that...
I don't know. I don't know
the
what that
fuck-
means.
What the fuck does this mean?
I don't know what it means.
It means there's only one place, and there's 2 games that I know.
And this also means that you can do math.
Yes,
Congratulations.
finally.
Yes, Hellblade. I didn't mind the combat that much. I thought the combat was really helped by the fact that you are sort of lured in with the prospect of losing all of your progress if you die too many
I
times.
still don't know if that's
Which is
actually
not
true.
No.
Spoilers. It is not true. But I didn't know that playing through the game.
Yeah.
And that really worked for me. I was so completely sucked in to the game world. I darkened up my room. I put the blinds down. I got out the good headphones, because you have to play this game with headphones. If not, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the audio design is incredible.
Yeah, put the voice volume on 100 and the music volume on 50. That makes it even better.
Okay, I did not feel the need to do that, but I liked it all the same. Graphically, I thought it was absolutely amazing for
No, it's
for
a
an
great game.
independently produced game, and I think it's the most intense game I played this year. I think I found it scarier than Resident Evil 7. There are some really harrowing encounters.
I think it's scary in a different sense, probably.
It's
more of tension building.
Yeah, which is the kind of scary that I really appreciate. Like, not the jump scares, but just a continued sort of sinking feeling of dread as you make your way further into hell.
Yeah.
And it's the complete package. Just the video, the graphics, the audio design, the performances, just the art style in general. I thought it was an incredible game that I again played through in 2 sittings. I had to get it. If you haven't played it, please do. I think it's on sale in the winter sale.
Maybe. Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
definitely
not even a full-priced game, is it?
No, it was
I think
40.
it's like 40 now? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not even 60,
It's
70, like...
Completely worth it.
Support those AAA indies.
Yeah. No, I mean, but this is also this. I
it
think
is
in
a
this
very
year,
well crafted game.
and in the context of 2017, with loot boxes and AAA and like people like Activision, and EA saying that this is needed to sustain AAA development, loot boxes and DLC.
Single player games are on their way out.
Yeah, this really proves that you can go the other way, and they've already made a profit on the game. So it's I think it's one of the biggest success stories.
Is it
of the year.
enough profit?
Can you ever have enough money?
Is that is the big question? That's what the EA wants to know. More.
I really like money.
I just
That's a little bit
really
more.
I just really like money. You don't understand.
Can I just get a little bit more money? Give me the green.
Give me those greens.
Gotta get your greens. It is true.
It is known.
Oh, number 2. Who wants to take it? You want to take it because you are the only one who hasn't taken it.
Yeah.
I'll take 2. Oh, that's a video game company, wasn't it?
Is
yeah,
it?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like. I saw the sinking feeling of doubt in your eyes.
Wait, what? Fuck. Take 2 Interactive. Yeah, that's it. But that has nothing to do
Your
with...
favorite video game is not a game by Take-Two Interactive.
No, it's not.
But it is a video game.
But it is a video game. 'Tis... Cuphead.
Ah.
Oh, the head of the cup. Yeah, I think Cuphead is such an achievement in
Copying an old style.
Oh, you! It's such an achievement in world building and visual design and audio design that just on the looks and sounds of it alone, I feel that it's top 5 worthy. And then the gameplay itself, while really frustrating at times, which is something that I think Gab can attest to as well.
That's why it's not in my top 5.
is also really satisfying. And yeah, it's seemingly simple. Just boss fights, and you just shoot and jump. So it's seemingly very basic, but it's been so well directed, and there's such attention to detail and the whole atmosphere. I feel that it's just an experience.
You can tell why the game's been in development so long. It's just everything is
drawn by hand, and it's amazing. It's a feast for the eyes.
Yes.
And then the gameplay, while frustrating, is also
for the hands.
Is hell for the hands. Is also very satisfying once you the feeling of beating a difficult boss is one of euphoria and wanting more. So yeah, I'm very much. I'm not a Mega Man fan particularly.
What does that have to do with it?
It's also a 2D platformer.
Yes,
He doesn't like his Mario's that much either.
But I do like Cuphead.
Okay.
So I don't like World of Warcraft that much, but I really like Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. No, there's also the run and gun aspect a little bit, and there's not as much run and gun levels.
So that explains why Mega Man didn't make your list. Even
no,
though
Mega
there was
Man
a Mega Man game this year.
Mega Man is a game that is very much defined by its bosses, right?
Yeah, but it has a whole level in front of each boss, so you would have to do a run and gun before you even get to the boss. Yeah. Can you imagine having to do the run and gun every time?
No, that would be hell.
So in that sense, it's a different kind of game.
No, but it's the same kind of platforming and figuring out how to beat a boss, and very distinct bosses, and figuring out how to defeat it best, and then just owning your skill and get good.
Yeah,
that's the comparison that I kind of drew to Mega Man.
Cuphead. This is not your dad's Mega Man.
This is not your daddy's Mega Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, those are our number 2s. Oh man, oh baby, oh man, oh god, oh man. It's time for the number 1 of 2017. Who wants to go first?
Oh,
that's bad podcast directing, because nobody's gonna say me.
I'll go first if you want.
Oh, sure.
I think you and I may have some overlap, actually.
Oh, shit.
Maybe.
But you're going to check your list just to make sure?
Just to make sure. Shit, was it...
Am I internally consistent?
Was it Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Oh.
It is, of course, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's the theme. That's the theme of the game.
Is it now? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a
game,
masterfully crafted experience that drew me in, that sucked me in,
spat me out,
and wouldn't let me go. I have had so many adventures in Hyrule.
Okay.
I've had many adventures in Hyrule. It felt like it was a true journey from beginning to end.
Sounds like a bad video game magazine review.
Yes, that's what I'm going for. It was visceral. Getting some of those buzzwords. No, I think it looked amazing. It played amazing, and it took the series that we all know and love in a bold new direction. That, granted, has some points that could definitely use improving, most notably the dungeons. But overall, presented us with a world that was a lot of fun to explore. And in the end, isn't that what's most important?
I'm just going to agree with you there, because my number one for 2017 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
What? Which means that Mario Odyssey isn't in your top 5.
He didn't make it.
Wow.
But we'll get to that.
Will we now?
Oh, we will. Yeah, Legend of Zelda. It had some of my favorite gaming moments since The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which is used to be my favorite game in the series. And I played this very much the same way, in that I liked to stay up late after everybody had gone to bed, and I would just, again, put the good headphones on, and let myself get sucked in completely, and play for like 5 hours, just exploring the most beautiful rendition of Hyrule that I've ever seen. I mentioned on the podcast before that I would sometimes get emotional when you have this sort of brief piano tune.
Yeah.
Just
oh god, this is beautiful.
Oh my god. Oh, Mishigeru.
Miyamoto, what are you doing to me?
I know you're not involved.
Oh, Numa-chan.
No, is it Fujibayashi-san? Whatever.
Is
kind of ruined the momentum.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
He's the games director. Yeah, it's an achievement. Just to sort of
Echo.
go off the the bad video game magazine review.
Yes.
Yeah, I already mentioned it a couple of times. I think this is my favorite looking video game ever. I know this is entirely subjective, but I really love the look of the world, which surprised me because I didn't actually like the way that Skyward Sword looked all that much. I thought it was okay, but it didn't grab me. I thought they...
Sort of in between realistic and cartoony.
Yeah, and Link looked like Michael Jackson. That didn't help.
Well, Link is Michael Jackson. The perpetual child.
That's actually better than I expected.
Thank you.
Good job on bringing that home.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, like you mentioned, I would have liked to see more traditional dungeons, maybe. But apart from that, everything worked, and it's. I can safely say that it provided me with some of the biggest gaming highs that I've ever had playing a video game. So it's not only one of my favorite games of 2017, it's also one of my favorite games. Period.
I would agree with that, yes.
So, are we gonna go 3 for 3 here?
Of course not.
Of course not.
No,
Yeah.
I can see this. People would probably see this as a flaw, and it kind of is a flaw. But I am very when I like a certain thing, I don't want people to change it, and I can be happy with just a rehash of the same game over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, Breath of the Wild was too big of a change from the traditional formula, and that's why I didn't like it.
So I guess you really like Twilight Princess.
No.
Because that's pretty much... I love Twilight Princess.
Well,
it's pretty much a bigger, better ocarina.
I can't say I liked it a lot better when I played the HD remake with traditional controller type and not motion controls.
Huh.
That made it much more enjoyable, for sure. But I've only played it once since, so I don't really have a huge experience with Twilight Princess. But yeah, just the fact that you don't get a weapon at every dungeon. There's not big dungeons anymore. That just was caused too much irritation for me to really enjoy the game. I thought that putting so many small shrines in the game... You're sitting right on top of your sister.
Big Boss sitting down right on top of Quiet.
That doesn't make any sense for anybody
Our
who doesn't
cats.
know your cats' names.
Just to put it,
That's some
like
strange
in a
fan
nutshell
fiction.
for me, because I put a lot of thought about it, because of course
Yeah.
everyone is like, "What? This is the best game ever!" So I have to explain myself. But
Explain thyself.
For me, like going through so many shallow dungeons, that's essentially what they are. Like they're all just one neat puzzle, and that's it.
Yeah.
They all blended together. None of them had like a unique identity.
They didn't have a unique art style. That's
Like
true.
the old style dungeons have like, this is the water temple, and everyone knows exactly what you mean if you say
That's the
like,
one you never want to go to.
Yeah.
yeah, or like, this is the cool temple because of this and this, and everyone knows exactly what you mean. In Breath of the Wild, if you say, remember that one shrine? People are gonna be like, no, because I played like 120 of them. At least I went through everything. I went to 120 because I wanted
too.
Link's outfit.
I did not.
That was another point of frustration. Then you finally get the outfit. You go through so much trouble to get the fucking green outfit, and then it's fucking weak. And you have to upgrade it if you want to use it. So I finally got it, and I was like, yes, I'm going to wear the green outfit and defeat Ganon. And then I couldn't because it was so fucking weak. So I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this game. And then I almost didn't beat it either because I had trouble with the countering the enemy attack. Yeah. So that was just pure frustration. I was so angry at the end when I finally beat it. So yeah, for me it was...
It's a sort of self-imposed restriction, though. That you had to beat it with the green tunic.
Yeah, because I like the traditional thing. Like, I wanted like my classic Link defeating
Don't change
Ganon.
thing.
Yeah, that's... I mean, it's probably a flaw, but that's also why I didn't like Evil Within 2 as much as 1, because it was just so different.
It didn't make your list. That's, I just noticed.
Yeah, no, it didn't. No.
It didn't.
I really enjoyed 2, and it's a good game for what it is, but it was... I liked 1, and I kind of wanted a rehash of 1.
So, without further ado, what's your number? It's the Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
It's the Evil Within 1.
My number 1 is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that didn't make your
No.
list either.
No, it didn't.
But it did make yours.
The storytelling is what put it on 1 for me. It's just one of the greatest sci-fi stories I've ever had in recent years. It was really... It gives you this puzzle in the beginning, this mystery, and it just explains it completely and in such a good way. I was streaming the game. I streamed Horizon Zero Dawn, and I noticed that I would be just so into the story that I forgot that I was streaming, and then I actually had to talk about what I was doing. Like, I was just so, like, listening to what was going on. It's really, really, really good.
So what exactly did you like about it most?
I just like everything about it. That's why it's my number 1. I like the music, I like the gameplay, I like how pretty the game is, I like the story.
Yeah, it looks
Everything
okay.
is good.
It's an okay looking game.
Except for the kid in the beginning.
Yeah, except for
The water head.
balloon head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balloon head Aloy. She
The
grew
only,
into her
the
head.
only hard part for me was that it was a lengthy
Grew
game,
into
so
her
you
head.
really have to like take your time and not feel rushed going through it. But it's if you have the time. Like I guess that's my biggest issue nowadays, that I just like always feel busy and I don't want to spend too many hours on one game. But even still, even though I have that issue going on, I really, really enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice.
Mostly just the story. It's just so good. It sucks you in.
Nice. That actually, the result of today's session kind of mirrors our scientific poll that we conducted on our Twitter.
Very scientific.
It's very scientific.
Highly
I
scientific.
think we got like 68 votes.
I didn't see it. No.
And in the end, Zelda beat Horizon by, I think, 2 votes or something. But yeah, those seem to be the standouts. What else did I put on the list?
We
Twitter only allows like 4 options, so
Yeah.
we were kind of limited. So yeah, those don't... I mean, take it for what it's worth, which is not a whole lot.
Nier Automata was on there as well.
Or as I put it on the list, neat automats. Because my Twitter sausage fingers are apparently no good. Yeah, neat automats got 3rd place, and Super Mario Odyssey came out in 4th.
And then we also, some people...
Yakuza 0 got a couple mentions. Persona 5. which is a 2017 game in the West.
Yeah,
obviously.
in the West it is. Yeah.
And Assassin's Creed Origins also got a honorable mention. Which a game I thought Panda really liked as well, but not enough to put on the list.
It was almost on the list. But
well, maybe that's a good point to segue into our runners-up.
Yeah.
Do you have some honorable mentions?
I do have some honorable mentions. I think I had noted. I have 3 honorable mentions here. One being Assassin's Creed Origins, which presented such a huge, overwhelming almost, but well crafted world to just kind of dick around in. I spent many hours in the photo mode, taking weird pictures. But I feel that it kind of took the Assassin's Creed formula, which it had gotten a bit stale, it was a good Assassin's Creed game again. As a fan of the series, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing more games in this vein. More
sand.
More sand. Give me more sand.
6 out of 10, not enough sand.
Darude Sandstorm. Another game that was on my honorable mentions list was Evil Within 2. Which I had a lot of fun with.
I guess I'll give it an honorable mention too in that case. I hadn't given it any thought, but it is really good.
It's a really good game. I wish that it had been a bit more open.
Did you find the lady yet?
I'm not sure. I mean,
you'll know what I mean if you see her.
Is it the fast lady?
Fast lady? No.
Is it just a random enemy?
What's the main guy's character name again?
Sebastian.
So yeah, she'll be like Sebastian.
Oh Jesus!
So you haven't seen her yet.
I really liked the open world-ish aspect of it, which I know that is something that Gab doesn't like.
It ticks me off. Yeah. Too many games go in that direction now.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it worked out pretty well because it sort of gives you. It was not very big open world, but kind of a small part of an area where you can kind of do stuff in the order that you like, which I like. I just like kind of dicking around and coming across. That's something that Assassin's Creed Origins does as well, where you can have multiple quests active at the same time, which is really nice.
It's pretty much the open world experience.
Well.
Right?
Yeah, you'd think so, but then the other day I was playing one. I don't remember which one it was, but
good game.
Good game.
There was a game and it didn't do this thing.
Yeah, no, you had to have them active like one at a time, and you couldn't do. Fuck, which game was it? I don't.
Do what? Active what?
Like set one mission, and you have to complete that whole mission.
Oh.
And then I think it was. You're gonna laugh at me now. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
God in heaven, man.
Yeah, no,
that might be it,
yeah. Yeah. Just so you take on missions and then you just explore, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is part of the mission. Oh, that's good. I don't have to go
that's
back
good.
and forth. Yeah, no,
that's good.
I like that. I like that. Come on,
it's good.
Come fight me.
Hey, but I actually agree, though. If I may just briefly.
Very briefly.
Now that we're on the Evil Within.
Yes.
2.
Yes.
Even.
Yes.
I put it on my list as well because I only started it the other day. Honorable mentions.
Yes.
So I'm only in chapter 4, but I did get to the quote unquote open world part. I thought it still feels kind of linear because it's so small.
Yeah.
It's
a couple streets basically.
You're going to spend a good 5 hours there though if you want to be thorough. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like it. I really quite like it because the things that you do on the side are pretty quick, pretty self-contained, and sometimes they lead you to interesting locations where I thought this is way bigger. This turned into something way bigger than I thought it would, and yeah, I thought I like it a lot more than I thought I would. The open world aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I actually wished I played a little more of it, because with the way it's going, I could have seen it getting up there, because I really liked how it started out. Just the mechanics with how you collect the zombie juice with every enemy you defeat. It makes
Zambo juice.
I mean, it's not an easy game, so it makes the encounters worthwhile. I feel like every zombie, every bottle of juice you collect leads you to getting just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it definitely isn't a shooter in the sense. It's more on the survival horror side. It's more on the Resident Evil 1 side than the Resident Evil 5 side.
Yeah, I actually got a lot of Resident Evil 4 vibes from it as well. Way more than from the Evil Within 1, for some reason. I feel like it sort of embraces its wackiness a little bit more.
Gab doesn't agree with me.
Huh? I'm just confused by what you guys are saying.
Well,
it's because there's hardly any ammo. And you're...
One has a shit ton of ammo. Resi 1.
Resi 1 does?
You're basically swimming in ammo.
Yeah, I guess you are.
It's kind of... Yeah, well,
you feel like every time you find ammo, you're like, oh yes, but you end up with like
That's
150 bullets to spare.
I think the difference here is that I when I played it, I mentioned this before on the podcast, but I bought the first one when it came out on the GameCube, and when you select a difficulty...
Resi 4?
Resi 1.
Resi 1, okay.
It asks you to describe your experience playing games, if it's like climbing a mountain or, I don't know, swimming down a stream or something, and I don't understand, so I picked the hardest difficulty.
Jesus, yeah. I picked very easy by mistake, so I had a good experience.
Yeah, so I said, Jesus Christ, this is fucking hard. So, but yeah, I don't know. Evil Within 2, it's now up to this point, it's giving me good Resi 4 vibes.
Definitely don't leave the first town until you meet the lady, because she's the best thing about the game. And
all right,
if you don't meet her in the first town, then she won't show up for the entire game.
Oh,
I know if I want to meet her.
You have like
Really?
yeah,
Terrifying.
she's optional, and you have like 5 encounters with her in the game. If you don't trigger the first one, then
Oh, that's
she's
super
not gonna...
cool. Okay.
I didn't know that it...
Don't tell me
Okay.
anything else about it.
Yeah.
I won't!
She also shows up randomly after that, so
Ah, God.
Alright.
you definitely want to do that.
It's this game is my kind of scary though. I feel it's pretty tense.
Yeah.
And it's creepy, and if I get ambushed, I think, oh God, no. But
I'm gonna die!
Yeah, I need to play it again. I want to play it again.
it's a good little game.
Maybe I'll go achievement hunting
Yeah.
or something.
And then...
Your final honorable mention.
I have one more final honorable mention, and that is Injustice 2.
Ah.
Yeah. Go fucking figure.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
I really enjoyed my time with Injustice 2.
You didn't play it that much, did you?
The fighting game. I didn't play it for hours upon end, but the time that
for
I...
about 30 minutes.
Those were the best 30 minutes of my life.
I remember maybe 2 or 3 days that you played it, but
No, I played more than that.
It's about as much time as you put into Untold Stories, I think.
To be fair, yeah.
yeah, but I mean that's the kind of game that people sink hundreds of hours in, right?
Injustice 2?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But I'm not
most people.
Yeah.
I'm not most people. No, as someone who is a very casual fighting game enthusiast.
the button and the punch comes out.
Yeah. What's the button for the super combos?
The one button.
The one button for the super combos. I felt that Injustice 2 does a good job of...
It looks great.
It looks great, for one, yeah. But it also does a good job of making you feel competent.
No, that's really what I'm looking for when I'm playing.
No, in the sense that you can. It's fairly easy to learn cool attacks, and kind of feel like you have a grip on a battle, and can turn the tide on a battle if you're if you have some combos that you know. Whereas with some of the other games that I tried to play, like Marvel vs. Capcom, I wanted to be good at it, but I couldn't. No, honestly, I just suck at them too bad, and it's so demotivating for playing those types of games. It feels like it's such an exclusive club, that if you haven't...
The Grizzly Club.
If you haven't been playing those games for forever already and don't put like hours upon hours into it, what's the fucking point? But
that's kind of the reason I'm not getting into PUBG at the moment, because I know there's so many people that are so hardcore that the moment you touch down in one of the maps, you'll probably get
killed
shot.
in 1 minute.
Yeah.
I am kind of interested in PUBG, but
yeah, me too,
none of us. It is one of like the big things of 2017, but
our biggest blind spot, bro.
None of us touched upon it. No.
Maybe we should give it a try. But yeah, no, Injustice 2 for me felt kind of like Soul Calibur 2 in that sense. Not as holding by the hand. It doesn't hold you by the hand as much as Soul Calibur 2 with story mode. Giving you...
Hold me by the hand.
Soul Calibur 2 did a really good... Yeah, let me finish!
Soul Calibur, a good job doing.
Soul Calibur 2 really just took you step by step, and Injustice 2 doesn't do that, but it has a cool story mode. I feel like I'm not being appreciated here.
I'm sorry. This is really funny.
Alright, I liked Injustice 2.
Alright. It's a game.
Yeah, I can imagine if you kind of like the fighter games, and you, of course, are very into superhero movies and stuff.
Oh, I like superhero!
Then I think, it's not a surprise that it gets an honorable mention.
Yeah.
You are justified.
Thank you.
Oh, snap!
Because the game is called Injustice.
Gab, do you have any other honorable mentions besides the Evil Within?
Yeah, Cuphead was one for me, because it is an amazingly well-crafted game, but gameplay-wise, it's more frustrating than fun for me.
You still have to finish it?
Yeah, we still need to try and finish it.
We're like the second to last boss.
We tried for like 2.5 hours, and if you beat him, you beat the level in like 2 minutes. So that gives you an idea of how many times we tried and died.
The average level is like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah,
long.
and it takes us about half an hour to an hour to beat one. But this one we just haven't.
Is it more difficult when you play with the two of you?
No, I think that makes it easier because we can revive each other.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the HP of the bosses will be higher, but there is the added effect that you can
revive each other.
Plus, you can have up to 4 weapons because you have 2 weapons equipped per person.
Yeah. Primary, secondary, and then a special fire.
So you can definitely try some more different combos if you're
But
the two of you.
I have that one, and then another one I have, the last one on honorable mentions is Final Fantasy XII, the HD remake.
Okay.
Because I put it on honorable mentions because it's not technically like a new game, because I've played Final Fantasy XII when I was younger. But I just think it deserves attention because they really, really improved upon the game with the re-release. Like they added like a fast forward option. They added the Zodiac system, which only released in Japan before. So you have more job types now, and the leveling is way more advanced than it was in the old one. They just improved so many things, and they like cleaned up the soundtrack and the voice acting, and you also have, even if you have the Western release, you can also opt for Japanese voices. So they just improved everything that I wanted for the original one, and it just made me so happy. I haven't finished it yet because it's a lengthy game, but it's a really good release. If you've never tried Final Fantasy XII, then this is definitely the one to get into it with.
Nice, yeah. I always saw 12 look pretty cool, but for some reason I never got into it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and the HD remake is even prettier.
People have been telling me that it has a terrible story.
It's not terrible. It's just really complicated. So it's like, I think people didn't like it at the time because it came after 10, and 10 is like a very straightforward, easy story, and then 12 was like, these are these factions, they're at war, then this party joins, and it's like a very complicated political story. It's very good, but it's hard to pay attention to. Especially as a kid, I was like, I don't have a fucking clue what's going on, but it looks pretty, so I liked it.
I like shiny thing.
Yeah. It's a very, very pretty game. Just one last interesting fact. They made the game look so pretty on the PS2 because all the character models are mirrored exactly through the middle.
Oh!
So all the characters, everything in the entire game is mirrored exactly at the middle, so they only have half sprites.
So if you move it over 1 pixel, it probably looks really weird.
But yeah, it works in that game. Like everything's just super pretty. But that's how they pulled it off.
So the people are super pretty as well because they're hyper symmetrical.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of models, which is, I guess, the JRPG experience.
I think the main characters, maybe they have like more detail in them, but like everything except for the main cast is just cut down the middle. And I didn't know until like this year that they did that, so it's not noticeable. Yeah.
All right.
I'll just rattle off my my runners-up and honorable mentions.
Rattle those runners.
I really liked Splatoon 2 as well. It was my first Splatoon experience. I put a whole bunch of time into the online. I hardly played the single player, which, to be honest, didn't grab me all that much. But the multiplayer is really great mechanics. Xenoblade 2. I am pretty far from finishing it. I'm only in the 4th chapter. I think there are more than twice as many. It's good. It's a little bit like Final Fantasy XII. You have a lot of political faction, and then there's a lady with big boobs.
Same with Final Fantasy XII.
Okay, so it's
it's essentially
there's a naked bunny lady.
So.
Oh baby!
Yeah, I'm about 8 hours into Xenoblade 2, so I didn't put it on the list anywhere. I'm just way too early into the game. I'm enjoying it, but I'm way too early into it.
Dipped your toe into it.
Yes.
I'm kind of... my runners-up are also games that I sort of wish I played more of this year. So Horizon Zero Dawn also joins this category. Got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. First try.
First try.
Which is a game that I can definitely see ending up higher on my list if I played more of it. But I've only played like the first 5 hours so far, so really not that far into it. I played another game the other day, Super Hot VR, which we were meaning to play yesterday, but then the Move controllers weren't charged, so we couldn't. But that is a game that kind of sold me on the VR experience. It made me feel... It's like...
It made me feel
again.
Not dead inside anymore.
There was a spark.
It's basically Bullet Time in the Matrix, the video game. And it's a game...
We already had Enter the Matrix for the GameCube.
Yeah, if you like standing around in a grey warehouse all day, then I guess
I love that.
That's your type of game. It's my ideal Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel like a complete badass, like you're grabbing guns out of the air, literally with your hands. Yeah. It feels it's not perfect. Sometimes I'm moving my hand around and it's like twitching all over the place. But when it works, it's super sweet. And
all right.
I hope to play more of it today.
Well, maybe we will.
What else do I have on here? Oh yeah, I'd like to close this one out with a final honorable mention, which also leads into my biggest disappointments of 2017.
In that case, I want to say that Resident Evil 7 also deserves a spot on my honorable mentions, but I haven't finished it yet, so...
Yeah.
Wah.
Thanks for cutting me off.
Yes.
So my final honorable mention, which is also my biggest disappointment of 2017, is Super Mario Odyssey, which is a really good game, but I found it too repetitive.
You were too hyped.
I don't know. I don't think I was that hyped. I really tried to keep my hype levels in check, which is worked out really well for me for Zelda, because I allowed myself to get hyped up after seeing the super high scores for Skyward Sword, and I thought, Jesus Christ, is this it? And then I played the Breath of the Wilds, and I thought, oh, this is it.
There's one.
For Mario Odyssey...
That was it.
Wild.
With Super Mario Odyssey, I found a little bit too repetitive.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I haven't been drawn to play it at all, so...
Yeah, I for Super Mario 64, I mentioned this on the show many times, but like collecting a star felt a little bit more like an adventure, and now you can just slam your butt into the dirt and you'll get a tasty reward. Yeah. I don't know. It even the post game content, about which everybody says that's kind of when the game really begins. It's really more of the same. You have a bunch of like really tailored platforming experiences, but they're in the vast minority. So that's kind of, I found that kind of disappointing. It's the best controlling Mario game. I like a whole bunch of the levels. It plays great, and it is a great game. But I was just a little bit let down by it. So that's my biggest disappointment of the year. GaB, what's yours?
I didn't know we had to think of a biggest disappointment.
So this podcast is your biggest disappointment of the year.
So I'll have to give it a moment to think.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna be a little bit controversial. I feel that I was
You're
very
be more controversial than Super Mario Odyssey.
Wait. It's Breath of the Wild's my biggest
Oh
disappointment.
man.
Okay. Wow.
You're not gonna top this.
No.
But yeah, we already discussed why, so I don't have to go into it.
It's not the same.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for traditional and I don't want to.
Why isn't this a re-release of Ocarina?
Ocarina HD. Ocarina in the Unreal Engine.
So after hearing Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild as the biggest disappointments of the year, please give us your controversial pick.
No, yeah, I was thinking, this is they're gonna be so mad at me.
Blow your mind.
But it's not mine is not because it's a bad game, but because it's personally I wasn't as invested into it.
Well, I will just let you know that I'm going to take personal offense to whatever you...
I was hoping for that. My biggest disappointment would be Horizon Zero Dawn.
You fiend!
That's a bit unfair because you haven't finished it at all.
I haven't finished it.
You put like 15 hours into it.
But the reason I didn't finish it is because
it's garbage.
I just
Dumpster
wasn't drawn into it at all. It felt very repetitive to me. The world, I like the setting, but the world map. Was this? What's this here? I like the.
Is he a spousal conflict?
I like the world map. I felt was very empty. And
he says.
Yeah.
After putting Breath of the Wild on his.
Yeah.
Even I can see the irony in that.
Yeah.
No,
the world is way fuller than. It's like there's something in every corner.
There is more to see, maybe.
Like
there's more ruins and whatnot than in Breath of the Wild. There's more buildings and that kind of stuff, but it's less interactable than in Breath of the Wild. In Breath of the Wild, yes, that's a word now. In Breath of the Wild, you can go anywhere, and I played Horizon right after I played Breath of the Wild, so that probably didn't help either. Where I was in a mindset like, oh, this amazing looking world, and I'm gonna go anywhere, and then you just kind of.
I can see that. Yeah.
You see stuff lying around, you can't do anything with it, and
you walk up to a mountain and you think, I'm gonna go up.
Yeah, I'm gonna explore, and you're like, no. And then the dinosaur is really cool, but I always felt when I was taking on the dinosaurs that I was missing something.
The robots, you mean?
The robo dinos, yeah.
Where's the flesh?
No, I felt like I was missing something. Like you are supposed to be like using all this strategy, and I just couldn't really figure it out. And that could be on me, maybe.
You couldn't get up?
What?
You what didn't you? Oh, I thought you were talking about the big sort of Assassin's Creed.
No. I'm
Watchtower
just
dinosaur.
no, just the dinosaur battles, the robo battles. I feel like the game wanted you to really like plan things out and use all these different weapons in combination with each other, but in practice, I just kind of
beat him over the head.
Yeah, just shoot him with a bunch of arrows.
I mean, it lets you develop the skills that you want to develop. I went very tanky. I upgraded my spear.
Sort of punching dinosaurs in the face.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, like I went about it kind of Dark Souls-y, with like dodge rolling and just hitting them with the spear after an attack, so you get their weak spot, and then you have an upgrade where you can do extra damage if you can hit them while they're down, stuff like that. You can place traps. You can place. There's traps that are like mines, but there's also traps that are like tripwires. Every enemy has a different kind of elemental weakness, so there's definitely a lot of stuff. There's definitely a lot of depth to it that you can choose to ignore, but it does make the game harder for you. But at the same time, I feel like the game. What's good about the game is that it lets you get away with it too if you want to. Like if you really don't want to spend the time and look into it, you can just brute force everything and just keep shooting arrows until they die, basically.
I think it was. Like, there's a couple of monsters that the weak point gets exposed, but they move so quickly, and it's such a tiny weak point that you...
Do you know that if you press R3, you get a slow-mo mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even then, it's like fucking impossible to hit. I don't know. It's been a month since I played it, so it's not very fresh in the memory. But what is in the memory is that it just wasn't what I was hoping it would be. And that's a very... there's nothing on the game itself as much. I can definitely see that it's a well-made game and that a lot of love and effort went into it.
More of a personal flaw.
Yes, it's more of a personal flaw in my personality. Yeah. So
I think I think it mostly came down to playing it right after Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help.
Because they're kind of the same open worldy kind of games, but they're totally different gameplay wise.
Yeah, and I think I went in with the wrong expectations because of that. So it definitely is on me a little bit as well, but I haven't really had the... somewhere I kind of want to go back and finish it because I do feel that it should... It deserves that.
It gets better the further you are into
it. But at the same time, I haven't had the urge that much. I'm like, I don't feel like, I want to go back here. I just kind of...
No.
So, that's my biggest...
Controversial.
Yes.
Controversial picks all around.
The three biggest disappointments are...
The three biggest games of the year are also our biggest disappointments.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Look at these contrarian pieces of shit.
Millennials! Oh, shit.
Was that a genuine...
That was a sneeze. But it was also just...
Some impeccable timing.
Yeah, that was a good timing.
Fucking millennials!
Okay, Grandpa. Take your meds.
No!
Okay, so we're almost at the end.
Oh.
I was just wondering if you guys have a game that you would have put on the list if it had been released this year.
Yeah. But
okay,
should I go first? Sorry,
I don't have one because 2017 was really great, and I only played games released in 2017. Okay. I think.
Because I started the YouTube channel this year, I played some older games. So I played quite a lot of older games that
You played Resi 1 for the first time.
I played Resi 1 for the first time.
That was fun.
I'm currently...
Did you play the GameCube version?
No.
Or the dumpy?
We both didn't. Like, we played
We
the PS4
played
version first.
the HD remake.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's yeah. Not the PS1 version.
We need to go deeper.
No. Well, I played that one too, but later. Yeah. I started out with the HD one.
So I played Resident Evil 1 for the first time, which I really enjoyed, mostly because it was with my wife. I had a very good time.
It was a very good time. Yeah.
But the two games that I'd say I'd put on best played in 2017 that aren't from 2017.
Yes.
One I'm currently playing is Okami.
Ah.
So I can't put it on the top spot because I haven't finished it yet, but it's in one word, whimsical.
Again,
yes. Yes, I used it before, but it really bears repeating here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a lovely game, and if you love Zelda at all, go fucking play it, dude. I'm looking at you. I'm looking
very intense.
I'm looking you straight in the eye. And the other game, best game that I played in 2017 that wasn't from 2017 would be Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Ah.
It truly is a masterclass in video game design, and it's
That's an oldie.
It's an oldie, but it's
a goodie.
But it still holds up because it's a PS1 game, but it's not 3D. horrible PS1 3D.
There's nothing horrible about it. PS1 games are great.
Yeah, but
they like characters made out of 10 polygons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really holds up the art style. So it's kind of surprising that they haven't done an HD re-release.
I was just going to ask, can you play this on PS4?
I played it on PS3.
Yeah, it's on the PS3 store.
Jesus, but I don't have a PS3.
Well, you're fucked.
Yeah.
No, it's an amazing game.
Yeah, I would say if you can find a cheap PS3, consider it, because the PSN library is so huge for PS3. So many PS1 games on there.
Why is this not on PS4?
This is something that I've asked.
I don't know why.
I think it's because the architecture is different, and that's why they do also the.
Of course.
Yeah, but there's so many games you can just buy digitally through that. So.
Yeah, if you get a chance if you haven't played it yet and you get a chance to play Symphony of the Night, definitely do it because it's an amazing
It's
game.
really strange how that hasn't seen a re-release.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Well, it's Konami.
Yeah.
So
Konami.
maybe it's been re-released as a pachinko machine and we just don't know it.
They're not gonna put any effort in an old game like
But
that.
if they can make money, I mean, Konami likes
it
money.
should
but it
be
takes more
pretty
effort
easy
than a
to
pachinko
port.
machine.
It's easier than making a new game, at least.
You'd think that
Konami scrapped all of their game projects. They're really only doing gambling now.
Well, Winning 11, Pro Evolution Soccer. Yeah. And that great new game, Metal Gear
Survive,
whatever
which I'm
it's
actually
called.
kind of looking forward to.
That, yeah.
Just because of the zombies?
Because I really enjoyed playing around in Metal Gear Solid 5. I really enjoyed the gameplay. The Fox engine was a great little engine.
The little engine that could.
The little engine that could. I really enjoyed the gameplay for that game. So I'm.
Metal Gear Solid 5
I'm looking
is
for
awesome.
a creatively bankrupt Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I'd be into.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I'm looking for in my life.
All right.
So you didn't play any games that weren't released this year?
I tried to think of something. I guess I played indie games on my Switch for the first time.
Yeah, you played Shovel Knight.
I did, which I thought was okay. I mean, I liked it.
Well, if it's the only game that you played, it by definition
It's the best game.
And the worst.
It came out this year, though, then, didn't it? If it came out this year on the Switch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
She ain't wrong.
Okay.
She ain't wrong, brother.
And for you, my dear.
You mentioning Metal Gear just made me realize that Metal Gear Solid 5 should be on my list for best game that didn't come out this year. Because I'm playing it right now and it's just... The gameplay is just so much fun. And I'm having a lot of fun with like this is. Let me say it like this is the first Metal Gear Solid game where the amount of options isn't overwhelming but fun. Because all the older ones, I'm just like, there's so many things I need to do. Or
I need
so
to press
things.
how many buttons to fire my gun?
The older games, the gameplay is a little bit flawed, I guess. People are going to shoot me for that, but this is the one where I feel like the story, I don't know about it yet, but gameplay-wise, Metal Gear Solid 5 is like really, really good.
Well, to be fair, it's a Kojima game, so story you're never going to know about that.
Yeah.
Even after you finish.
But my biggest game, which is no surprise to anyone, is Overwatch. I'm just obsessed with it still, playing it like 20 hours a week. It's not going to end.
You do love your Overwatch.
Yeah, it's an obsession.
Who's your favorite hero?
Favorite hero?
My lovely husband.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a favorite.
Except for the husband.
In the game.
In the game, okay.
In life, it's my cats.
I thought you were going to say Anna.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I really like her, but I can't play her. So.
Okay.
Right on.
Right on.
Right on.
Yes.
So I want to close it off with what you're looking forward to for the next year. Because 2017 was really, really great. I played a whole bunch more games than I did last year. But 2018, could it be even better? I don't know. Woo! But what are you looking forward to? Gab, do you have any?
All right. Well, Call of Cthulhu has been delayed. That was supposed to come out this year, and they haven't given us any updates, so I'm hoping it comes out next year.
Who's making that?
I have no clue.
Who was it again?
I just know it's a Lovecraftian game, and it looks good, so
and hopefully it'll materialize somewhere along the way.
Another one I hope is coming out next year would be Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah. That's been, like, in the pipeline for
years.
About a year or 2 years now. Yeah, it's been, like, officially announced. So they're definitely working on it, and I think there's like a big release once a year for Resident Evil. So now that we've had 7, 8 is definitely not going to be here next year. So I'm hoping maybe it's Resident Evil 2.
That would be cool.
Other than that,
can finally play Resident Evil 2.
Anything else you were looking forward to? I don't know.
I have some games that I'm looking forward to, but
that's the ones that come to mind at least. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, also Call of Cthulhu. I'm hoping that's going to be a good game, but
who's making it?
I don't know. I knew it before, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
I just play anything Lovecraftian just immediately, no questions asked.
Yeah, I don't feel there's not a lot of mainstream
with African blood money.
What?
Just no questions asked. I was going to challenge that assumption.
Okay, I see. Also, one game that I'm looking forward to is Monster Hunter World.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. I hope I can get some friends in the next year so I can play with some people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ending the year on a downer.
I hope I make friends.
Next year will be a good year for friends.
And the other game that I'm really looking forward to is Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. And although I'm not too sure about the direction that they seem to be going for characters from the first brief trailer that they released, it's still Red Dead Redemption, and I think it's going to be...
It's still Rockstar.
Yeah, it's still going to be quality content, and still going to be able to ride my horse.
Shoot your horse through the head while you're riding it.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my my looking forward to games for 2018.
Cool.
How about you?
You know, the child in me wants to put Metroid Prime 4 on the list, but we all know that's not happening.
Maybe
next
19.
year.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a JPEG at E3 this year, so that should tell you enough.
Yeah, they haven't done anything yet.
It was a beautiful JPEG, though.
Oh, the music, man.
The music.
I saw that. I was like, ah!
The audio spikes. Yeah, that music was great, and also from 10 years ago.
Wow.
I kind of wanna say Smash Brothers, but I mean that hasn't even been announced, so that's not coming either.
Nope.
But I think God of War is a safe bet, and I love the series. I really like the direction that they seem to be taking with this.
Yeah, me too.
It looks gorgeous. So I think God of War it's coming in March, right? It's coming early. I think it's coming early 2018. So that's 2018 is going to keep the train rolling.
Huh. I didn't know it was slated for that early in a release. But that's good news.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty interested in that one as well.
Yes. So.
Getting all up in that beard. Yeah.
You do love your beards.
I do love my beards.
Especially
All
when
of
they're
them.
on different men.
Hey, don't judge.
I'm not.
Okay.
So,
Can
I
you
think
please
that's...
grow a beard?
That's... That's your final wish for 2017.
Please grow a beard.
Please grow a beard. I want to touch you. I want to touch a different beard.
Touch the beard.
Touch your face.
It's
too
not
bald.
the same when you're touching your own beard.
No, it's not.
So that is 2017.
Yes.
I guess we'll round it off, and
Yeah.
we'll get into preparing for the festivities.
Yeah,
that are to follow.
Because it is the 31st on the day of recording.
Yes.
It's really the last day of the year. There's no
boy
surprise releases in 2017 anymore that we can really quickly go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for listening. You can find the show on Twitter at GameHoneyGame. You can find me at KumaGumaPolar. You can find Panda
At Tayo Inc.
Yes, you can.
on Twitter.
Yes, you can. You can find Gab where?
At GoGamerGab on Twitter, GGGab on YouTube, GGGab Live on Twitch.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, and that's it. That's it from our side.
Yeah.
We hope
Thank
you
you guys
guys, if you happen to be listening on the 31st, we hope you have a great end of the year. The cats are fighting.
It's always a good sign for the new year.
So let's round it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys very much for listening in 2017. Hope you guys will stick around with us for 2018. I bet it'll be an even better year for Game Money.
How could it?
Oh, yes.
How could it possibly?
So thank you, Honey, very much for joining us. And Gab as
The
well.
honey.
With
Bye-bye.
that, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.